Happy New Year, everyone. And thank you. Thank you so much for the amazing 2021 that we had. Despite everything going on in the world, because wow. I've been trying to figure out how to create a video where I can really show you guys just the monumentous outcome of what we have done over the past year together as a community. And I also have been trying to figure out, like, how do I create something that can show the scope of the thank you that I want to give to all of you, and to like the surreal kiss of luck I feel like we have had for the fact that our channel has now grown to over 700,000 community members, people, subscribers, whatever you want to say, friends. There's 700,000. Maybe you're all geese. So there's 700,000 geese who have come to join us in our adventures over the last 8 years. And wow, like wow. I've been trying to come up with some sort of fancy way where I could show you guys the scope and scale of that, just like we did for our 600,000 video, which by the way was only like early summer of last year, so that wasn't very long ago. But really, truly, the longer I tried to think about how to say this, the more I became tongue-tied. So just thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really feel such a glowing, like, little sun, like a blossoming of a little sunflower in my heart, that is just the humility and the gratitude that we've been able to come together with our silly, really silly adventures, just born from the amazing games that we love to play together, and the worlds we have built together, and the stories we've created together. And there's been this many people, which, if you know, I say this every time we reach a new milestone, but if you had told the, like, Seri, who was playing her Sims games and like writing her stories down in a notebook, because that was even before like the era of LiveJournal or Tumblr, when I was a teenager, I never would have imagined that nurturing my imagination and really giving myself a chance to encourage it to grow could have ended up becoming something so much bigger than myself. Because that's really what celebrating these kinds of milestones is it's celebrating something where I kind of threw some seeds out into the world and you guys caught them and helped them to grow. And thanks to that synergy between us, we've now created something far bigger than just myself, that I am humbled and proud and excited and often terrified and also really proud, very proud to be part of. So thank you guys. I am reaching like the midpoint of my early adulthood where I really can look around myself, and after 8 years of doing this, our 8-year anniversary of having the YouTube channel is coming up right around the corner, I can go, oh, this is going to be my life's work. And it is. And so it's really humbling that you guys are along with me for that journey and you're inspiring me for that journey. I love that we're on this adventure together, because there's no rules, there's no map, there's no outline, there's no way to predict what is going to happen on a YouTube channel next. You really can't. And I have no idea what games we're going to play over the coming year. I have no idea what adventures we're going to go on. I have no idea what the schedule is going to look like. I know I'm supposed to show up at these update vlogs like I used to and like list off all the things I'm planning on doing. But if the last 2 years have taught me anything, it's that we really cannot predict what's going to happen. And instead of trying to like draw up some big planner or make a bunch of New Year's resolutions of goals that I'm absolutely going to hit, I've learned over the last couple of years that it's so much better just to go ahead and give myself a theme to my life, to show up for the values that are important for myself, and just to let life kind of unfold as it will and make the best use of the opportunities, like the new games that come out, or something that Chips and I might be able to do, or a chance to visit with my family, or a good book, however they come up, and just try to make the best of those opportunities. And that's a lot better of a way to live, I think, than to try to set new goals today, since it is the beginning of a new year, and then get really frustrated when the unpredictable organic nature of life makes it so that I can't achieve those goals. So I guess that's just my little spiel to say, like, sorry guys, I have no idea what's going to happen for this year, but I can promise you something a lot better than a checklist. and that is that I am proud to be here, that I do plan on making this my life's work, storytelling and creating adventures with all of you and the legacy of our stories carrying on, and that I may not have a to-do list or a checklist anymore because I am trying to move away from that era of my life. It's hard, but it feels very fulfilling. I don't have a detailed map of what series we're going to be playing this year. I just have the compass in my heart that it's going to be a beautiful creative experience. I have the promise I can tell to you guys that I'm going to do my best to just follow my heart and trust that creativity and a passion for the natural world, a love of storytelling will guide us to the right adventures and that we'll have a great time together. That's my hope. I have a lot of like more detailed hopes, or I should say I have a lot of potential like maps that I want to try to follow for projects that I would love to see come to life in zoo crafting and jumping through all the different Minecraft events and actually bringing back a redone sort of version of Warrior Cats and those things. But instead of those being to-do list or resolutions I want to see over the year, because the year is so unpredictable, I like to think of those as like treasure maps that are tucked away and that one day we might pick up and decide to go on an adventure to try to unravel. The maps are just vague outlines like you always see in cute little like movies with pirates and things like that. There's like an X here, there's a squiggly line there that could be a mountain, or maybe it's just like a pile of pasta, who knows. So I have maps for projects that I want to see come to life that I know mean a lot to many of you, but I don't know how we're going to get there. But I want to reassure you guys that even though I say, I don't know what I'm doing this year, I'm just going to follow the compass of my heart and see what happens, that I haven't forgotten. We do still have our Wolf Quest adventures, we still have our Warrior Cats adventures, we still have other adventures that we haven't touched in a long time or haven't even started yet, like our dinosaurs and zoo crafting series. I even have the art done for that already. So those are maps that we may or may not pick up. And I'm looking forward to just seeing how all of this continues to unfold as we carry on together, especially with this new mentality that I really think is much better for me on a personal level, of not holding myself up to a do or die checklist. And I feel like that's really an important thing to share at the beginning of the year when I see so many people also already making resolutions like, I will do X every day. Sometimes those can really help. Those are useful tools for a time. A to-do list, a checklist, those are excellent tools if you have an acute project that you need done or a habit that you absolutely need to get established. But I guess what I'm saying, guys, is I hope you too can have a deeper compass that can give yourself permission and space to look forward to the new year and whatever comes ahead with a lot more flexibility and grace for yourself. Because if the last 2 years have taught us anything, you can't predict what will happen. But I don't think any of us need to be scared about that if we can trust in the compass that we hold within our hearts to guide us along the values and the things that mean the most to us in life. So there's my little Seri serious spiel. I have to live up to my real name of Sage now and then after all. And to welcome in the new year. But that said, yeah guys, thank you. 700,000 subscribers. The patrons were like having a big cheering little party in the Discord, which made me blush so much. I'm gonna print out some of that and put it in my joy journal. And that's a really fun milestone to hit. I no longer set any of my life goals based on numbers anymore, because if you do that when your whole career is based around analytics, it's just a recipe for disaster, because you control about this much of what happens in analytics or search engines or on YouTube. The only thing you can really control is your effort and taking care of your sense of motivation and excitement, which is what I do now. Also, this is a goal that I put off sharing, or like an accomplishment I should say, that I put off sharing with you guys for far too long because I didn't know how to make a video about it, so I'm kind of a little bit shy to mention it so far after the fact. But this October and early November, we actually hit 10,000 videos on our channel. And now we're at 10,200 something. So I dragged my feet a little bit at sharing that with you. But over the past 8 years, we have indeed created over 10,000 YouTube videos. That means if you go into our playlist and our archives, there are 10,000 episodes hiding there. That's not even counting the unlisted episodes, that's not counting the secret patron streams we used to do in RimWorld of all things, that's not counting the vlogs on the vlog channel, that's not counting our streams. But I did it. I reached 10,000 videos. And 7 years ago, maybe 8 or maybe 6 years ago actually, I set the goal of reaching 10,000 videos so that I could work on a project that was extremely hard and would take a very long time, so that I could understand what it was like for my husband Chips to do his PhD in like ancient history. And he's still wrapping that piece up because like it's a lot easier to go ahead and just play around with wobble dogs and Minecraft than it is to research in 5 different languages that are old and like no longer spoken. But I did it. I reached that accomplishment, and it took 8 years to get there, but we passed 10,000 YouTube videos. And I think that that was actually a milestone that was a lot bigger to achieve than I realized, because ever since then I have felt completely differently about the pressure to create more videos. For the first couple weeks after I reached the 10,000 goal, because we were in the midst of November and December, I really didn't think that I felt any different. But as time has gone on, I realize we already have 10,000 videos. So whatever I create, things have changed. I guess this is like a formal announcement I've been nervous to say, but you guys may have noticed that we haven't been holding to our 3 video a day schedule, 4 videos on weekends the last couple weeks. Part of that is because I got a bit sick and got a bit busy with the holidays, but the other part of that is I gave myself permission to have a fuller life, to be human, to not narrow my life down anymore, so that the most important thing every single day was to see that 3 videos went out. And it's been transformative. It's been amazing for me. I'm really proud I held myself to that schedule for almost 8 years, so that do or die, I pushed everything I had into reaching that 10,000 video goal, because it has brought you guys into our community. It has created adventures we're proud to share. It has expanded my skills. It has demanded a lot of me, and it has helped me to realize what's really important in my life, to shape priorities, to become more disciplined, to become more creative in creating templates so that I can make videos faster. It's helped me to realize how to be a good storyteller, how to be able to dive into a game even when I'm not really feeling it, and then within a couple minutes shake it off and get myself into that flow. So I'm so grateful that I held on to that challenge. Like, my teeth sunk in, didn't let go no matter if I was sick, no matter if I had funerals to attend, no matter what was going on, I held myself to that. And for the first couple weeks after reaching 10,000 videos, I thought I would continue to hold myself to that. But now, it's time to let go of that. Not the channel, not creating adventures, don't panic. Like I said, I realized that this is something I am proud to make my life's work, and will endeavor to improve and to celebrate for as long as we can. I don't plan on like ever reaching a finale of our YouTube community or our channel, as long as it's here, and as long as at this stage I still feel like creating. But for the first time in a long time, I had a chance to step back and ask myself, do I feel like making a video today? And for the first time in a long time, there were a couple days where I said, not really, I'm kind of sick today, I really need to nap. And for the first time in 8 years, instead of feeling guilty about that, I just napped. And I got a good book that I got really into that I would love to talk about on our vlog channel. And when I finished like reading the first couple chapters, I was like, oh, I really want to play Monster Hunter, but I really want to read this book more. And I let myself do that instead. So we ended up with days where there was just 1 video going out, or 1 day where there was no videos going out. And I was actually physically sick to my stomach that day because I was so scared, but the world didn't burn down. And it turns out if you have 10,000 other videos for people to watch, things will be okay. And the surprising result of all that is that I feel more lush and vibrant with my creativity, my sense of peace, than I have in a long time. And I don't think it's a surprise that breaking away from that schedule and letting myself truly show up when I feel like recording, when I feel like creating, and trusting that I'm not lazy and trusting that my default is to record a lot of videos every day, which as I have more energy proves to be the case. I've been recording quite a bit, don't worry. It's probably not surprising that that's a good counter to burnout, and I hope sharing those details with you guys will kind of balance out the fact that I have been sort of a to-do list and productivity champion over the last few years. I've really pushed that hard, and as I look back on it, I can't lie, I wouldn't be able to do the things I can in life right now. I wouldn't have been able to craft a career where I can take a day off to read a book just because I feel like it, and I wouldn't be able to be in the position that we are now if I hadn't worked that hard. But Chips kind of compares it to launching a rocket ship. And you use up all this fuel and all this energy to break through the atmosphere. But after you're out of the atmosphere, the majority of the fuel was already used up on breaking the gravity well. And once you get through that, you kind of are able to drift in space and just use a little energy to get much further. And it feels like I'm at that phase of my life. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because so many of you have watched me grow this from a hobby into a career, and you've watched me go through the hard years of kind of being a startup and having to grind away at establishing this place. And now that we're actually to this point, I wanted to share my reflections on maybe working that hard wasn't the best thing, but honestly, maybe that's how I got here. And maybe it's time to let go of that. It was a tool for a long time that reached this point of life, and now, like I said, I'm ready to follow a compass and still continue to create for all of you. But please don't be surprised or alarmed if the 3 videos a day schedule shifts, or if I have kind of a big spring cleaning of what kind of series we're currently playing or what we're going to be playing in the future. I reached 10,000 videos. I hope I have finally earned a time where I can just kind of stop for a moment, reflect, and figure out what we want to kind of rearrange, what we want to, like I said, spring clean, so that we can figure out where we want to move forward. And that has given me so much permission to look forward to creating a whole bunch of new things, to let go of some old projects that I just haven't been able to duct tape back together, and to try something fresh and new. And that sounds really scary to me if I was listening, because I'd be like, but I really love X, Y, or Z series. Seri, what's going to happen to it? And I just want to reassure everyone, just imagine whatever it is that you love a lot. I'm not taking the heart of that away. I just might be changing how I do it a little bit so that I can do it better honor, so that I can really make it shine even brighter. I am not talking about getting rid of anybody's favorite anything. I'm talking about making sure that it's all polished up. We kind of stitch together any of the pieces that are fraying, and I give it my true heart of motivation and the best energy I have when that energy is there, instead of just kind of like scraping at the bottom of an empty well. So there's a big ramble, which I'm known for, so hopefully that's okay, about where the future of our channel is going to go and what it's like to have reached these milestones. And I hope that if you are also surrounded, as I feel I have been, with all of these videos that are popping up and these social media posts and the conversations with friends and family about like, I'm gonna have my most productive year, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z every day, here's like 22, I've seen this a lot, 22 tips for 2022 on how to better your life. I hope maybe this conversation can kind of show you there's pros and cons to that kind of productivity obsession. I can't lie, I don't think I would be here without having held myself to a productivity level of some type. There's definitely a time and place to use those tools, but they absolutely should not be the compass that guides you through life. They should be something you are using for a specific acute project that you want to tackle. A project that you should definitely research and make sure is actually going to add something to your life before you give so much of yourself to it. So don't create goals, don't pressure yourself to do something every day just because you feel like there's a void where you should also have a task you do every day. Have a compass in your heart instead of values, and trust that it's better to accept we can't predict what's going to happen in life, but you can hold that compass and hold your values close and know whatever it is, the unpredictable whatever it is that's going to happen, you can meet it with grace and confidence and capability. So there's a little bit of balance. That's really weird. Seri of 3 years ago, or 2 years ago even, would definitely have been on the bandwagon of telling you guys my resolutions and trying to make big fancy goals. But I feel like it's time to grow up a little bit and to offer you guys something that's far more nuanced and adds a lot more room for grace and naps and really reflecting on why you're setting the goals you are, instead of just acting like it's requisite of you to have goals in your life. So, alright, that's not where I thought this ramble was gonna go, but there we have it. That being said, I'm intrigued, if not focused, to see if we might hit some other milestones this year. It's still fun and exciting to hit them. Who knows, maybe we'll grow to 800,000, maybe we won't. That's totally fine. I'm no longer obsessing about the numbers. I actually have special blockers on my Chrome so that I cannot even see how many views any of our videos or anyone else's videos on YouTube get. It really has freed me to reflect on what brings me joy, because I love the adventure, instead of what brings me a sense of satisfaction or accomplishment or relief or a desperate retrieval from the feeling that all of this is going to collapse around me because the views are a certain number. So yeah, I am intrigued to see what kind of milestones we hit, and I actually have some fun milestones I would like to share with you guys from our 2021. But it's no longer about the numbers for me. And it's no longer about holding myself to the schedule I used to, the 3 videos a day on weekdays, 4 on weekends, that literally dictated everything about my life, that got us to 10,000 adventures, because we did that. We accomplished that. Mission over. Task done. Time to find something new. And you know, I do have a vague lifetime milestone goal of thinking it'd be really cool to get to 25,000 adventures to celebrate like my entire life being dedicated to storytelling. But if it took me 8 years to get to 10,000, we're looking at the next like 12 years of my life, 15 years of my life maybe, with a more relaxed schedule, to get to 25,000. But there's a lot of excitement in my stomach thinking about, wow, what could happen over another 15,000 adventures together. There's a lot of excitement about that, so we'll see how that goes. But alright guys, I want to drink my delicious tea, so let me wrap up by going ahead and sharing with you guys some really cool 2021 pixel biology little notes that I put into my joy journal and surrounded with adorable little sparkly flowers and like gel pen. So 2021 on the Pixel Biology channel, we had 113 million views, which is a lot. 113 million. I was trying to figure out if there are any animals that there's 113 million of that I could point at. I think there might be that many chickens in the world, but we're gonna have to double check. And chickens are literally the most like numerous bird species on the entire planet. So maybe you guys are all chickens instead of geese. But we had 113 million views. I don't even know how to calculate that number. Sometimes Chips pulls up pictures of stadiums full of people and then just copy paste them rapidly so I can try to grasp like, oh, we average like 10 to 12 million views a month. What does that look like? But we do. I know it doesn't seem like that because we usually average under 10,000 views a video. I'm totally cool with that because like we have 10,000 videos. That's what happens. Like you still end up with like several million views a month. So it just kind of cracks me up. We added 180,000 subscribers and that's kind of amazing. Like I said, none of these numbers are things I set as goals anymore, but it's okay to celebrate reaching those kinds of milestones when they occur. So that happened. Our top viewed videos, here's something that I thought was kind of interesting to share with you guys, were the first episode of Raft. Spoilers, don't lose your raft, with 2 million views. Our second top viewed video was Jurassic World 14, Reef Full of Leopardcilides, which had 101,440,000 views. Then Junior's episode, From Grave to Cradle of Zoo Crafting, number 108, which had 1.2 million videos or views. And our baby eaglet hatches from Bird Simulator, which was number 10 in that series and had 10.0 million views. What the heck? And then the only video that was new that had that many views from this year was Unleashing Chaos in Our Dog Shelter, the number 4 episode of To the Rescue with 1 million views. So what? Yeah, that's what I mean by our archive being so powerful, is we had millions of views on a few of our videos, but only 1 out of 5 of them was a video from this year. That's fine. I feel like we have a big giant library or a garden with old trees that grow better and better every year that people can come and see all the time. That's one of the wonders of having a YouTube channel, is that you create an archive where every time someone clicks on any of the videos, it's the first time they're seeing it. And so it might as well be new to them. And there's a little like behind the scenes for that. And then I made 1,208 videos in 2021, which caused us to go over the 10,000 video level. So there's some big stats to show you guys how in some ways the numbers have just become so ridiculous. And because I have dyscalculia, so I like scurry numbers all over the place and have a hard time like looking at them, they're not what guides me anymore. There's a different kind of compass, and I think it's going to create a really fantastic year for us. And even though the numbers don't guide me, I do still celebrate the milestones with humility and love and gratitude. And thank you guys. What you're going to be seeing over the course of what goes down in the pixel biology community in the future is not somebody who's desperately grinding on YouTube to try to become a big YouTuber. It is not somebody who spends all their time networking or pushing merchandise. It is not going to be somebody who is going to try to hype up everything all the time. This is literally a portal that you guys have into the little lush, leafy world of my life and my imagination and creativity, where you are welcome to join a very silly goose of a woman as she adventures through the games that we love together and the stories that we love building together. That's all I want this space to be. And it turns out that even if I don't have those big goals or resolutions, even if I'm not striving to go after the gold plaque, even if I'm not striving to, like I said, push tons of merchandise or network with big people, turns out if you do everything differently than what people assume success on YouTube looks like, you still end up having a gorgeous, successful life that brings you a lot of joy and sends out seeds of joy and happiness and creativity and curiosity out into the world on the scale that is truly unimaginable. So thank you. And I hope that you guys too can dare to be different, because it's more powerful than I think any of us realize or give credit to. So thank you guys so much for 2021. And I can't wait to see where we can go side by side as we take out a tattered map with a few smudges on it, call it a treasure map, and just set off and see what adventures happen as we set out into 2022. With confidence that even if we get lost, we've got the right kind of compasses in our hearts to guide us. So, Happy New Year, guys, and thank you for everything. I am so happy to be here with you.